Hello Internet, and today is another August wrap-up. This time we're talking about the NEWT subjects of Transfiguration. So for my Transfiguration, I read 3 books, of course, following the prompts that were given by Book Roast so that I could get my O in Transfigurations on my NEWT exam. So the first one, For Acceptable, the prompt was a book with a great cover. Here I read Gotham Academy Volume 2. I did not have high praise for Volume 1, but when it comes to Volume 2, it was absolute garbage, okay? Absolute garbage. First, I think they went through an artist change, which is super irritating. If you read a lot of comics, you know it's highly annoying, especially when they go through an artist change that's not vastly different, but only slightly different. So at first, your eyes are really confused, and you're like, oh, what's wrong? And then you're like, oh, I don't think it's the same. And then you're like, oh, this is suspicious. And then it takes you a while because you're like, there's something wrong. I know they're not doing the same art. So yeah, didn't like that. And then this volume, instead of having a linear plot line, it decided to do a lot of little short stories that were kind of connected but not really. So little short story stuff. And then, of course, it wanted to continue on the same vein of, oh, we're at Gotham Academy. We're a group of kids who, deal with the supernatural and stuff. But then it didn't execute that well. And then it really focused on, Batman and Damian in it. And then there was this interesting part where you're going to see Batman kind of be, the villain of the story. Because, our main character, or one of our main characters, the girl Olive, her whole bloodline and her whole family all have I don't know, a disease, a hereditary power of flames that kind of makes them go insane, and they all end up going crazy and becoming villains called Calamity. And so the girl's really mad at Batman because he took away her mom, because her mom ended up succumbing to this horrible superpower that her family has. I think it's a hereditary superpower gene, superpower disease, obviously. Anyway, and so the girl's super pissed at Batman, and then you're learning stuff about the history, but of course you don't get that far because the stupid girl keeps interrupting every time Olive is learning something new. And then if that's not happening, then we're listening to little side story stuff. There was this one side story where the annoying girl who I really don't like had she ran off with Damian Wade, and they were chained together. They couldn't let go of their hands, and then they had to run around the school. I don't know what point that had to anything. There was a cool vampire-y werewolf thing that was happening. That didn't go anywhere really quick. That was pretty shit too. And basically there was a lot of stuff that was supposed to be supernatural but have logical reasons, the boy who was sort of a vampire, the reason why he was like that, and the dude who was sort of a werewolf, the reason why he was like that was because they both have weird mutation diseases that cause them to be like that you can get infected with. So there was a lot of cool stuff that could have been happening, but it was all bogged down by oh, we're gonna do a cool little short story. Oh, we're gonna have really poor execution. Oh, we're not gonna follow a linear plot. Oh, the interesting plot stuff, we're gonna throw that out. Put in this stupid girl and Damian running around because love potion of a love quill or something. I don't understand. It was dumb and I hated it. That's basically the gist. The second book that I read was For Exceeds Expectation, and this is to read an author that is unfamiliar with you, and for this I read Lady Castle issue 1. So I was not familiar with any of the authors that worked on Lady Castle, so I figured I would do it. Lady Castle is about a bunch of ladies who start running a kingdom when all the men of their kingdom end up going off on a mission quest adventure thing. They all get themselves up and murdered. They get their whole kingdom cursed, and now the ladies have to fight off the creatures that are drawn to them because of the curse, try to figure out their way, and just basically learn to run a kingdom when before they were kind of treated like shit. So it's all these ladies in Lady Castle running this lady kingdom. And then the last book that I read for this was For O's, for the O, the topic was like royals, kingdoms, all of that. And for that, I read Lady Castle Lady Castle issue number 4, which again, I just explained Lady Castle, so I'm not going to do that again. It's really short. Like, for Lady Castle, you can read them as individual issues or as like a single volume, and I read them as issues because I wanted them to count for more things. So I got issue 1 and issue 4 right here, and it helped me get an O in Transfiguration. And it's not cheating, because the rules were, as long as it shows up on Goodreads, then it counts, and all 4 issues show up on Goodreads as things that I've read. So although they were really short issues, it still counts. I still got my O. I'm just like, that's an even more Slytherin thing to do, okay? Not only am I getting O's for the House of Slytherin and just being awesome, I'm learning how to finesse the rules so that I can do less work and get more rewards. Like, how much more Slytherin can you be? Comment down below if you think it'd be really cool if a comic just went there and made Batman the villain. I thought that would be really cool, but apparently Gotham Academy does not want that. They don't want me to have that sort of joy in my life, so I couldn't. If you like what you're seeing here, you want to continue to see more, click all those money buttons down below, and goodbye, Internet.